Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, to another edition of Airy Sky Rita Lee's video blog. I'm Airy Sky, also known as Fleet Admiral Krabby McCoffee. Now, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. If you're a comer backer, welcome, either or. And please hit that subscribe button. Let's build this channel together. So, I am going to tell you we got a lot to cover today, so let's get to it. So please excuse me. I'm basically just I got my coffee in the window. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. I'm trying to set up the videos and the live chats and everything else, so I know exactly what's going on and why. So just to let you know, I'm going to probably hop on my treadmill after the stuff. I had a call with Chloe today. I don't think Chloe cares about the situation. I don't think she gives two craps anymore. She's like shaking me off, which is fine, but basically I'm going to have to make arrangements eventually to go to the what do you call it, to the post office. Apparently there's some letters that are in the mailbox that I got to go check. Chloe uses our P.O. box for other issues. Apparently there's some issues with, Social Security and welfare. Man, food stamps. You guys are sitting there going, well, what's it to me? Well, it doesn't matter to me, okay? What matters is she turns around and she's literally like, oh, well, she's going to lose her benefits, basically, because she's not getting treatment. She doesn't plan to get treatment. She's going to end up basically working as a waitress, a transgendered waitress, is probably, which I don't like that idea, but at the same time, she's not even trying. And then there's other issues in play here, which is the fact that most people turn around and they say, well, you had this coming, or you were warned, or, literally she turns around and she's all, oh, I'm going to Seattle first week of October. Good for you. A lot of people message me from this morning, I got up a little late. I was gaming way later than I should have. Anyways, it's a great game, so let me just tell you what happened. So, I turned around, and basically, I got up this morning, checked the news, and I heard, lo and behold, ABC has reinstated Kimmel. Really? So you lose $4 billion, and you turn around and you say, oh, we better reinstate him, and hope like heck our FCC license ain't going to be pulled. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be bending to ABC. Literally. So they made one stupid joke, big deal. Who cares? A lot of people are saying, oh, the First Rights Amendment of the Constitution's under fire. Well, I've heard that too, but I've also heard the Second Amendment is there to protect the First. So, anywho, let me just tell you what's going on in the world of the life of me. So I did a poll so far. I want to thank all of you. Being a registered Republican, I can clearly state with love, which I just want to say with love, because like I said, I love all you guys, is the fact that I'm happy to report that the polls that I did last night during offline video, because I was tired, says it's you want it live. We got 2 people so far that want it live. Keep adding it to it. 2's not enough, okay? The second one was, shall I do every morning over coffee time with Rita? Yeah, there's again 2 people. Then we had 2 voters. I want to give a thumbs up to those voters. You guys know I have a soft spot for wings. Buffalo Wild Wings was number 1. Apparently, the rest, Olive Garden, Red Robin, and Applebee's, all, yeah. And I was like, you know how I am, being a registered Republican. I'm like hearing people say, oh, well, we got to vote with our wallet. Really? We're going to vote with our wallet? Literally, I'm not going to vote from my wallet when it comes to favorite foods. I'm almost 50 years old. Do you think I'm going to sit there and bend over and be like, yeah, okay? Look, let me put it to you this way. We got a lot of prepping discussions coming up too today, so let's just get into it. So a lot of people are saying, well, what do we do about, let's close out some tabs because I don't want tabs to be here. So a lot of people are saying, what about prepping, right? Well, there's a thing about, oh, here, let's move this down just a bit. You don't need to see my Bibles that much. There we go. Anyway, so, yeah. There we go. That works. All right. So there's a lot of people out there turning around and complaining about little petty things like, pricing, right? Well, right now there's a lot of deals on toilet paper, coffee. I get coffees on sale right now on Amazon. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't want to go through Bezo Mart. Well, then you don't have to go through Bezo Mart if you don't want to. The problem is to me, Amazon is a convenience factor, okay? And besides, the thing is, if you don't want to go through Bezo Mart, you don't have to go through Bezo Mart. I, for one, like Bezo Mart, right? So a lot of people out there I was complaining about it. And to me, I'm like, look, you want to boycott Amazon? Go for it. No one cares. No one gives a toot. I, on the other hand, think it's a convenience factor. But most people, they don't think it's a convenience factor. They think it's something else. And we're going to get to that in a minute, okay? So, people say to me, well, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Yes, well, a lot of people are sitting there looking around, and they're like, they're looking at pricing, and saying, how can we live? How can we afford these things? And to me, I'm like, look, you can afford these things by looking over and maintaining pricing, first of all. And if you don't like the price, you don't buy. I mean, literally, with me, I'm always looking for the better deal. Yeah, like, for example, a lot of people say, well, can't you filter it for shipped and sold by Amazon? I wish they had a shipped and sold right there. See, shipped and sold, you have to... See, what happens is someone turns around on an item like I'm looking at right now, and then they turn around, and what they do, they go, oh, we're going to give this to you for $400. Meanwhile, if you want to have it shipped and sold by Amazon, you got to go through it all and say, oh, okay, the item's $5.79. So, something's not right when you have some item basically being in the con man era. So yeah, so anyways, and then we got something here, and let me see what this is, because frankly, that's another stupid thing. Oh, yes, wow. So apparently my doctor, I've been complaining about my doctor, yeah, and my doctor, mind you, they're like, check in for... Yeah, hold on. There we go. And then the doctor is like, yeah, the doctor's being a, Oh, so here's a good one. So apparently my insurance doesn't cover these procedures. Yeah, and so so they're telling me each time I go to this foot doctor, it's $800. Well, forget it then. Hold on. Here's what I'm gonna say. Hold on. And B, this is what the real life thing is about. There, see, I just turned around and said, forget it. You see? Why should I pay $800 per treatment? I'm not paying $800. Yep, hold on. So, here's what I said. Basically, then forget it. I'm not paying $800 for a doctor who's being a stupid moron. Yeah? And then they won't even get me the rest. I mean, I've been waiting 4 days for some letters. And those letters have not been delivered yet. A couple have, but not all of them. So, you're wondering what the letter is? Well, the letter is for my peace of mind, okay? Fortunately, I am not going to give in to $800, which I don't have. Now, my adopted brother, he'd be like, oh, well, yeah, that's the thing. You see, let's put it this way, okay? Well, let me tell you another reason why Social Security's really got some problems, okay? Well, we're talking about Chloe here, right? So, Chloe goes ahead and moderator Tara J and moderator Gabby and moderator Vestara and all my moderating team knew back then 8 years ago that Chloe turned around and literally took advantage of me. Now that she's homeless, the manager's like, well, negative. She can't come back. Well, we're not here to talk about Chloe coming back. You know, what we're here to talk about is the fact that, Chloe sits there and steals, right? Lies. And her mom doesn't want to know her. Her mom's like, look, she lies and she cheats. I mean, did you guys hear the story about the little restaurant in Rose Harbor, I think it was? Yeah, I think it was Rose Harbor. Anyways, I'll tell you about it. So we're minding our own business, right? And her mom and I sitting there, and her mom's like, well, why didn't you have lunch? Well, I wasn't hungry. Plus the fact, if you want to get technical, I was under a nervous breakdown because her mom, I've only dealt with her 3 times, right? 3 visits. Yeah. And this time around, she wanted to see the island. She wanted to drive around the island. And then she's calling me a burden. So guess what? I'm not dealing with it. So instead, I decided it was better if we left. So anyways, so what happened was, I turned around, and Chloe and I were talking about issues. And Chloe got lunch. And I had to transfer money, right? I had to use my phone and then use my tablet, transfer money so she could eat, right? Chloe was all pissed that I didn't eat. Well, I'm sorry to say, but it was either I eat or Chloe eat. So technically, that's me, right? Well, apparently, Uncle Sam doesn't like that idea. Now, you can sit there and say, well, Uncle Sam has a reason for it. Yeah, so let me tell you what Uncle Sam doesn't like. So Uncle Sam turns around. I love that name, Uncle Sam. Turns around and, I wonder how they got that name anyways. Maybe because, I don't know. Anyways. So, the problem we have is we turn around and I tell Chloe, they're looking to do some stuff, right? Well, anyways, apparently we got notices, that they want to look into Chloe's therapy. And I'm like, yeah, that should be completely and thoroughly fine. You can look into Chloe's therapy. Now, Chloe, of course, goes, well, that the therapy thing is really good. And I was like, yeah, the therapy thing is really good. Fortunately, the problem with the therapy is she has to get it, otherwise she doesn't get benefits, right? Well, anyways, they want to cut her off. Well, Chloe's own opinion currently is, and I gotta look this up, is she needs a new Quran, right? A new Quran. I'm sorry, but you have like 6 Qurans. That she found a package where she gets a Quran, a prayer mat, and prayer beads, right? For like $40. She's like, I'm gonna buy it. Really? Then she said she's taking her cash and going into spending it with her friends. She made promises to go to Seattle. Not to mention the government's looking for fraud, waste, and abuse. Well, let's see. Homeless person. Turns around. What they're doing. They're not getting treatment on the island. They're not getting treatment on the mainland. They're basically sitting in a homeless person. And then she's like, Hey, I'm having coffee, decaf coffee at this place. So she's having decaf coffee. Well, she throws everything on me and then expects me to cover for her. I can't do it. I cannot just sit around with my stress levels going through the roof and being like, woe is me. Yeah. Point is we as in people need to realize that to succeed, we have to literally succeed. I mean, think about it. I mean, look at me. How does a person make $800? Chloe doesn't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I stole 8 years of benefits from you. I'll pay the $800." Nope. She's, "Oh well, I need my prayer rate. I need to get vaping." Muslim doesn't go and smoke. You know, most Muslims I know they're against smoking. They're against drinking. They're against gambling. They will have coffee though. And then I tried to tell this to Chloe, but she's like, "Oh, well, I'm here." And really, so you didn't call me in the morning like you promised. Promises to Chloe doesn't mean anything. Chloe's one of those people that she's embedded with other people, and she wants to, Cactus Blossom said, she wants to literally use people for her own gain. Literally. Well, if I do all these good things, I may be able to get a place here in Whatcom County or Skagit County or Snohomish County. There's a housing crisis. Every day I work on things, and every day it just gets worse and worse. Think about it. I'm the one that's got to basically pull up things. I'm the one that has to look around. I'm the one that has to sit there and say, "Oh, are we really doing this? Wow, that's amazing that we're doing this, And then all of a sudden, what happens? Yeah, Chloe's like, "Oh, well, yeah." So the point is it's not about Chloe, okay? This is about the whole thing going down the toilet. Look at my neighbor. My neighbor's like, "Oh, yeah, we're all going to be evicted." And Chloe's like, "Oh, well, that won't happen." Really? So you're positive we're not going to be evicted? Wow, that's amazing. Praise the Lord. We're not going to be evicted. Wow. And yet, we're all here as family today talking about everyday life. I got up this morning. I decided, okay, I'm going to call Chloe. What did I get from Chloe? Nothing. Yeah, Chloe's like, "Oh, well, yeah, Well, by the way, I'm looking up stuff that, I may have to, yeah. So anyways, that's the other thing. So Chloe says again, with those the Christmas thing, she's like, right? So, the poll, right? She's like, "We're going to be better." Really? So, you're telling me, here's how I see it, right? She claims I'm head of household. She doesn't want me being head of household. She doesn't care. She's like, yeah, basically, the thing is we need a letter, basically, and I'm waiting for the letter. Once the letter's in tune, the doctor's going to have, the thing is certain issues and certain rules and regulations. Fortunately, there's more to the meets the eye. Literally, look at what I said to the whole ordeal last night, right? Guys dancing of the death of the beloved Charlie Kirk. Yeah, guys dancing about it. Guess what? You know what I heard? I heard from a guy who, well, anyways, last night, right? I'll tell you what happened. I walked my dog before bed. County Mounties came up and asked me a couple questions. Yeah. They said it doesn't matter what is what anymore. It's basically freedom of speech is under fire, and we're going to allow a guy to dance around and be happy that Mr. Kirk is, and if this guy wants to claim that Mr. Kirk is, toast, then so be it. He is toast. The point is we as in humans cannot comprehend that he is apparently, and I'm sorry to say this to anyone if I offend anyone, but apparently toast. So the guy basically turns around and says, "Oh, well, it's okay to be, the sheriff says okay," and this is where the sheriff was saying something, which was that you can be the biggest piece of crap in the world. You can be racist. You can be fascist. You can be a Nazi. Okay, I'm just saying this. I'm not saying I am. And it's okay because apparently that's their freedom of speech. So, which is fine and dandy, but still, I mean, look at these people that come on my channel from time to time, and they get mad when I block them for doing something stupid or trolling me. That's different. I'm the content creator. I can do that, but if they would just basically have a decent conversation, we wouldn't have this problem, But, all of a sudden, ABC bent to the knee to Kimmel, and it's like, I'm not going to be basically bending to the knee to Kimmel. Kimmel basically got kicked out, and all of a sudden, ABC and Disney, they basically turned around and they said, oh, crap, we lost $4 billion in people canceling. I mean, look, once you cancel, just stay with it if that's what you... I mean, let me put it this way. If the American people turned around, okay, and let me tell you a little story, all right, from a prepping point of view. Because, my adopted brother and others, they're like, hey, do you have anything to say? Can you give advice? Yeah, I'm going to give you guys some great advice today, friends. And I think you're going to like the advice I'm giving because the advice is pretty damn spot on, okay? And it goes like this. My opinion, by the way, I love all of you, is when it comes to the voting with your wallet, just stick with it. I mean, if every American out there turned around, okay, did what Canada did and boycotted everything American, the Americans are already taking a hit, right? It's like they're all boycotting us because we got a guy in the White House. Oh yeah, they're like, oh yeah, Americans are claiming, you got the left saying dictatorship, you got the right saying okay, and you got the world saying dictatorship, and then you got the these people basically arguing about things. I mean, look, I've had people ask me about, the boycott of Dylan Mulvaney, the trans woman on the Budweiser thing. Yeah, well, I don't drink Bud Light that often. I like Bud Ice myself. Now, if they put it on Bud Ice, I'd probably have a problem with it. And that's the truth. I mean, people look at me and they say, well, you're the epitome of the old lady grouchy, the old lady crackpot. But the thing is I'm the epitome of I don't care, okay? My opinion is mine. Your opinion is yours. I don't care. Now, every day gets us closer to payday, right? Chloe doesn't care. All she cares about is her vaping, her orders. Oh, put in an order for a shopping cart. How does that play out, my friends? How does that play out? Put in an order for a shopping cart. Wow. So we got all these people turning around, and they're literally turning around, and they're basically doing things and that. I mean, look, you got the guy, it's freedom of speech. Well, that's great. That's great. So if I speak about fraud, waste, and abuse, that's freedom of speech, too. You can't touch me. And if you do want to touch me, it's still fraud, waste, and abuse. And I'm getting it out here on this platform to tell the people it's fraud, waste, and abuse. I mean, think about it. I mean, how would you feel if you had to wake up in the morning, right? And, you're paying for a radio. But the radio is not being used, and Chloe doesn't care. Chloe's like, oh, you're up with all these great girls, and they think I'm a real woman. Really? So you got trolls on my channel claiming, oh, Rita's a weirdo. But all of a sudden, you guys want to claim that Chloe's a real woman, and yet, like moderator Gabby and moderator TJ, Tara J, and moderator Vestara, TJ, Vestara, and Gabby are women too. Fortunately, you want to sit there and attack me, and yet you want to defend Chloe, and yet what did Chloe do to deserve your praise? Nothing. Yeah, think about it. And then we got problems galore, and yet you guys turn around and you're like, oh, well, Chloe's what? Chloe's the toilet man? Toilet man, secret toilet man, secret toilet man. Come on. Everyone has their own opinions, peeps. And the problem is you guys come here, and half of you want entertainment, and the other half, I mean, literally, a lot of people message me like, well, what happened to Zoe? Not going there. Wouldn't be prudent. And it's not prudent to tell you what happened with Zoe. Okay, now, Zoe pops up and tells the story. That's her priority. For me, I am not, yeah. So, anyways, sorry about this. I'm working on something too while talking. So, we're not even done yet, okay? So, a lot of you guys message, you're like, well, what's going to happen to the future? I don't know. I don't. I'm glad you guys have said you wanted real life lessons and so forth. And, the thing is we're all waiting month by month, hoping, that we get another president in. A lot of people are saying, well, and then that's fine and dandy. And then you got these idiots saying, oh, we're not going to be having elections again. Really? Well, that's your damn opinion, people. I mean, literally, I've seen a lot of negativity. I mean, one guy was talking about trans rights, right? Oh, they're going to take away, really? You're going to take away trans rights, okay, which it's fine and dandy. Then you better basically sit there and take it away for all. Yeah, that's what I said. Take away for all. Then people will be, oh, it's all your fault. Rita, it's all your fault. You took it away from us all. You took it away from us all. Yeah, I took it away from all of you because, well, frankly, you guys want to sit there and think, like Dylan Mulvaney or Blair White or, and I'm not saying anything, people that you guys can Google it, or Caitlyn Jenner. Oh, they're all women, really. So if that's the case, well, by the way, one person said the other day that Caitlyn Jenner looked like the Crypt Keeper. Well, I'm not going to say anything negative about these people. I'm just saying, look at it. These people are always posting in comments, the left-wing media, about, well, if we're going to basically crack down on men in dresses, we might as well crack down on all the pretty boys, too, that think that they're hot and gorgeous and they're real women, which they're not because of it. I mean, literally. I mean, I'm not saying that, I do not condone violence, okay? I'm just saying, look at it from the point of view of these people. These people come here and they say, oh, that one's a man? Oh, well, I wouldn't stick my weenie in them. Yeah, okay, cool. Now, then you have, other people turning around and they want to boycott with their wallet. Well, we're going to defend the trans community. Really? Well, the trans community, from what I understand, from being a person who supports trans rights to a point, is you don't ram it down people's throats. First of all. Secondly, you don't just sit there and say, oh, I'm a real woman, look at me, my birth certificate's going to say female. And then you turn around, right? California's got a long backlog right now, the birth certificate thing. Turn around, what's Chloe do? Well, I don't want to wait until I can get my female birth certificate so I can walk in there, smile, and get my new real ID and my passport. Well, let's just say if they're really going to label people terrorists, I'm not a terrorist right away, and you can look at Chloe. She reads the Quran, wears a hijab, and wants every man to be circumcised or their balls cut and forced into Sharia law. I'm sorry, but doesn't that sound terroristic in my opinion? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, literally. Well, what happened to freedom of choice, Now, when it comes to Chloe, okay, I do want to say she can vote with her wallet. Trust me, she can. Fortunately, if she's going to basically take the Quran deal, hypothetically, then she's got to not vote with her wallet when it comes to Bezomart. Yeah, the Quran prayer mot deal. That same deal goes for the, you guys are probably thinking, well, what's that? For stuff at Bezomart. For example, a lot of people turn around and they're like, I love you dearly, by the way, guys, so let me just explain this so you guys can laugh with me. So, Mart, right? So Mart turns around and they're offering deals, right? They're like, hey, here, we got this great deal. Would you like to buy it? And Chloe's like, nah, not gonna buy it, right? Well, anyways, so Chloe turns around, right? And she complains about Mart. Yeah. So she complains about old Mart, you know, like Mart. And so she complains about Amazon, right? And so it's like, well, you have a choice. You can sit there and complain about buying from Amazon, or you can complain about buying somewhere else. Okay, now Amazon has some great deals, don't mind you, right? Well, apparently she doesn't want to give her money to Mart. That's fine. Then where are you going to go to get your prayer beads? You can go and order through the manufacturer, because frankly, I mean, and if Zoe was around, Zoe would even explicitly explain. You can't just go to one of those little shopping cart places, you know, like what Zoe got me. And you can't just turn around and buy a shopping cart. Buy a shopping cart, by the way. I'm checking something real quick. Buy an actual shopping cart and have it directly shipped from the manufacturer. It doesn't work that way. You got to go through Amazon. So unless you know, and then they're like, oh, well, you know, this is great, but yeah, then they complain about the other thing, right? For example, the marketplace, right? So you look at lower price things, like $400 for what Chloe's looking at. But you go and look it up, it's like $180 more if you go through shit sold by Amazon. So again, you can't just trust Amazon to buy something that's interesting. You know, for example, yeah, and then all these people turn around and they complain about pricing. They're like, well, you know, you can't afford this and you can't afford that, and you know, you shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that. And to me, it's pretty bad. And the reason for it being pretty bad is because you gotta either rely on Mart or you rely on negative Mart. I mean, literally. I mean, when it comes to everything lined up, right? I'm the one who has to plan the orders, right, for Chloe. Chloe says, oh, you do this, right? So I go through the orders every month, looking at everything that's needed. And yet, for example, Chloe wants a shopping cart. Chloe wants this. Chloe wants that. Chloe needs this. Chloe wants that. And I'm for it. But I'm also at the fact that, yeah. And so I handle all the orders, and yet Chloe's like, oh, well, do you really need to do this? Do you really need to do that? And it's like, do I need to do this? No, I don't. Do I want to do this? No, I don't. Do I think about doing this? No. And then, again, you got to look at your food options, you know, because Chloe's, she's always buying things and not eating it. That's the thing. Like the other day, right? She goes out and she bought it, and this was like probably 9 months ago. She bought a stack of ramen, right? Oh, nearly almost expired, right? It'll expire in like 6 months, right? She's in a homeless shelter. So you tell me, my friends, you know, and then I said to her, hey, you bought ramen. What are you doing with it? I'll take you to the shelter. Oh, they don't. Well, then you buy a tea kettle and you use it. Nope, wouldn't be prudent to buy a tea kettle and ask to use the ramen there. You can boil up water and put it in the microwave. Oh, it wouldn't be prudent. So what happens? Nearly expires. Yeah. So, like Sister Pee-wee said, sometimes you have noodles, you need to make sure you put them in your freezer. Yeah. So, point is, or beans, right? So, the bottom line is Sister Pee-wee said that, right? Well, anyways, so thing is, over the years, I mean, yeah, so, so the bottom line is you got the government, okay, well, let's break it down for you, why the government doesn't care, okay, for a real life scenario here, because, you guys said in the polling you want real life issues, right? So the government doesn't care, right? The government sits there and they'll rubber stamp you, all right? And my adopted brother, he's like, oh, did you see the video? Yes, I seen the video, okay? So here's what happened, okay? They fired from 57,000 to down 7,000 employees, Social Security. They were like retiring some of these people, right? Who basically sat there and they read the appeals and they say, oh, this guy has been through 3 years, we should approve him, right? Let's say my adopted brother. Instead, they go through it and it's automated now. And AI says, oh, this guy had 10,000 pieces of paper, all this crap, we're denying him, right? And then he sits there and he goes to the administrative law judge. And the judge says, denied. You're not disabled, right? Denied. You're not disabled, right? He goes to the appeals council. They're like, oh, denied, right? Then the lawyers got to go and turn around and they get a reprimand. They're like, oh, they didn't address it. So what happens? The judge turns around and sends it down again. Goes through again. Then by the time he gets disability, if he gets disability, he may be like 80 years old with no teeth. Yeah. And why do I say this? It's because the government is literally cutting corners. I mean, until you hit retirement age, they can review you. And to me, it's wrong. I mean, literally, it's wrong, But that's the way the government works. But most of the reviews after 20 years, yeah. And unfortunately, it's like 3 years, 5 years, and then 7 years. So 7, 3, 10, 13. And then afterwards, it's like, I don't know what it is. Yeah. But anyways, let's just get down to brass tacks here. So with me, no high school diploma, all these people, and they take that into account. So my brother's like, well, the government is basically turning around and denying more people benefits because there's 2 reasons for it. My adopted brother doesn't realize. I said this in many videos before, but he doesn't listen because he's so hungry for his benefits. That's why once in a while I like to poke fun at him about his, I need my benefits, here's the deal. The government turns around. They're trying to keep as many people off of disability, SSI, SSDI, retirement, survivors. Why? Because it doesn't pay enough. And 2 is, even if they're sitting there, well, I paid in and I need my $9,600 a month. I'm just basically throwing that out there. That's not what my adopted brother is getting. But government's turning around and saying, no, you're going to see what they're trying to do is they're trying to force him to basically work. They're trying to force him to either work or literally lose his house and then live under a bridge. And then they could take him to a mental hospital and say this guy's mental because he allowed his house to be forfeited because he can't pay the property taxes because he's on SSI. We're going to talk about that. Okay, but thing is these real life things is what he's doing. So Social Security's cutting corners by basically denying, let's just say, from my numbers, talking to someone, they're denying about 2/3, so about 66% or more is being denied, and they want to increase it because they want to keep the people on it, but don't allow anyone else on it because then they're changing the rules, which is fine and dandy. But the thing is my adopted brother's like, oh well, I need my money. Yeah, well, guess what? Apparently Uncle Sam doesn't think you need your money. Uncle Sam thinks you need to quit being a freeloading bum. And that is why my adopted brother gets a little pissed off about it, They're turning around going, but I need my thing. And it's like, no, you don't. It'd be like me turning around and saying, I need this, this, and this. I mean, literally, the government is telling you. And yet, at the same time, everyone else needs to prep for other issues. I mean, has anyone seen, and I haven't checked the news this morning, I will do that momentarily, by the way. Has anyone seen the news flash where it talks about Johnson? Apparently, I haven't heard the thing, I have to check on it. Says they're canceling the votes to shut down the government, because apparently that's the leverage, and they want to blame the Democrats for wanting the Democrat. Well, what do we got here now? This is real news. Let's look at this. Real news here. It says, so what is he trying to do? Okay. Under Article 5 of the Constitution, the states themselves not approved 38 to take effect. Okay, so what does he want? So they want to have a constitutional convention. So he wants to change the entire Constitution. Oh, this'll be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, they're always throwing some crap out there, right? This isn't real news. I mean, literally. Okay, so what happened about... See, I really want to Google something, so I'm going to Google it because I saw something stupid where it said Mike Johnson. Speaker cancels all votes? Oh, let me look at that, because I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Let's look at this. Because they're not answering, you know, and it's fake news. I mean, literally, clickbait. Alright. Okay, here we go. Alright, hold on. Let me see this. So apparently this guy is stating somewhere, I don't know where it is, that so apparently they're canceling all the votes for the next 7 and 8 days. Yeah, I mean, literally, yeah, you can blame that. Yeah, I blame them both. You know, that's the thing. You know, yeah. So apparently this is the news as of today. Now, as of today, they are canceling the vote. So apparently they're canceling the vote. So they're canceling the vote. Yeah. So they're dumping it on, blaming the Republican or Democrats for literally, quote unquote, not working with the Republicans. Come on, man. I mean, when the Democrats have the House and Senate, the Republicans did the same crap. And then now that the Democrats are the minority, the Republicans are doing the same crap. I mean, when does this end? When will the people turn around? I mean, are they going to... I mean, the longest I think was like 40 days or something, then they came back to work. But the thing is this is going to hurt both parties. I mean, look, I was just reading an email today, okay? A real email. Apparently AOC wants Chuck Schumer's seat. Wow, that's nice. She wants to dethrone old Chucky. Bye. Yeah, that's fine. But how about she thinks about, oh, well, if I can't have Chuck Schumer's seat, I want to be the president. Really? How many women out there are going to vote for AOC? How many men would? I mean, literally, they'd rather have a white male run for president than a female. I mean, look what happened to Kamala Harris. She wasn't ready. And as Sister Pee Wee once said, when you turn around and you basically choose a president as a female candidate, you got to choose the right one. How many people out there in American history would vote for AOC or Jasmine Crockett? I mean, look, a lot of people want Jamie Raskin to step down because Congressman Raskin apparently turned around and voted for the Charlie Kirk Day thing. Now, I know why they did that. They don't want to look like they're weak, but they also don't want to look like that they're against him being they want to show that they were against him being assassinated. So they voted for this Charlie Kirk Day, except it doesn't work that way. You see where I'm going with this? Oh, seems my adopted brother message about something. Hold on. Hold on. I need to get one more cup of coffee, okay? Hold on a sec, peeps. So, my adopted brother sends me a stupid message, alright? This thing is here's what I think, okay? Here's what he emails me, okay? And this is, like, in his opinion, big news, alright? To me, it doesn't matter, alright? He says, good grief. The adults in the room keep saying children, autism, but what about adults? No one cares about adults, big brother. That's the thing. They don't care if you're retarded. They don't care if you are the Rain Man, okay? Announcement that Tylenol linked to autism. Yeah, they want to ban Tylenol. That's the thing. What's next? They're going to say it's an ibuprofen, naproxen, make everyone wake up to headaches every day because, oh, well, RFK wants to take away ibuprofen. Come on, man. We're recommending the women do not take Tylenol. Went from 1 in 20,000 and a 1 in 10,000. 1 in 31 for autism. So they're now saying autism is found because of Tylenol. You see? This is the crap that we got to deal with on a daily basis, okay? Don't give me that crap. Why is my brother thinking, oh, well, I think I'm autistic? Really? Chloe's autistic. I can always go and email Chloe's mom and say, hey, she would say it's a bogus, fake thing to get rid of Tylenol, because apparently they don't want Tylenol on the market. Apparently Tylenol, either you take too much of it, damages your liver or your kidneys. Ibuprofen, you take too much of it, damages your liver or your kidneys. Take naproxen, it damages your liver or kidneys. Yeah, so think about it, people. Think about it, people. I mean, how much more do you need to know before you turn around and realize that this crap is happening? Let me go get some coffee. I'll be right back. And then we'll continue with this, because this is coffee time. I mean, think about it. I mean, it's like saying that dementia and Alzheimer's may be caused by booze. If that's the case, give me the numbers, because then I'll stop drinking altogether. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Alright, peeps. So here's the deal, okay? I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, what in the Sam heck is going on when you got people turning around and literally saying, oh, would you look at that? Autism. Dude, I don't know about you, but I am not in a good mood when someone messages me about autism. Yeah. I mean, always with something with my adopted brother, his good grief thing, he sounds like Charlie Brown. I mean, come on, man. I mean, look, I'm not going to say anything negative, but, you know, he voted for this. So let him have his cake and eat it, too. I mean, look at me. I got up this morning, and, I wasn't feeling too well. I got moppy out, then I decided I'm going to have my coffee time with you guys because the polls came out. By the way, the polls look really great. I mean, I cannot thank you guys enough, literally, for joining me today. Because, you know, people are like, hey, we want to see you live every day. You know, we want at least some some form of civility, you know, because of the things going on. And to me, I think it's awesome. I think it's totally awesome that we have people tuning in to the channel. And, yeah, I mean, and by the way, if you can't help the likes, it helps my channel. Click the thumbs up. So, basically, these people, you know, they're like, hey, have you seen this, or have you seen that? And it's like, yes, I have, but to turn around, you know, and have someone tell me, you know, back to the Chloe thing for that we're voting for our wallet, okay? What about you and I talking as people, as people, right? Now, a lot of people sit there and say, well, why is that? And it's like, why is what? Well, why is that? And it's like, I don't know. And the reason for it is because I want to say that, you know, Applebee's and Red Robin is on the spectrum for food, right? But apparently, Chloe doesn't want to give any money to anything that's Republican, really. So if that's the case, then cut out a Bezomart. But oh, I forgot, you can't, because you need a shopping cart and you need a new Quran prayer mat beads. And then you need shoes. Oh, I'm supposed to deliver her shoes on the day I go off island. Wow. So I'm supposed to do that. And then she's like, well, me and my friends, we're going to go out and we're going to go to Seattle. Good for you. Fortunately, Uncle Sam's going to basically be probably calling on her that week, more likely, due to the fact that they want to know why she ain't getting treatment and why they shouldn't pay her. And she's going to have to come up with something because she's really pissed off right now. She's literally pissed off right now. And that's the thing. I mean, I have heard some whoppers in my time, okay? Literally. And so she turns around. She says, oh, I've been kept up at night worried about me. Really? Really? For someone who turns around, remember yesterday's idea where she wanted to drop some stuff off in downtown Seattle to the FBI office. But, oh, wait. She's still waiting for her birth certificate, her new birth certificate. Apparently, I got a piece of paper here, okay? I want to share with this because I think you guys may find this to be funny as funny can be, okay? My Christmas list right here. I got my Christmas list. My brother and I were just joking about Christmas. Because, you know, I print out my list, and then I go and buy things, and then I buy more things, and then I buy more things, and then we prepare Christmas, and I still got some minor work to do, right? Anyway, somewhere on this list here is a list. Emails, and whatever, and more emails, and then a paper, and what's this for? Oh, yeah, my address, and anyway, somewhere here there's this affidavit, right? Oh, here it is, right? Sworn statement to get her birth certificate, right? She has to fill it out and then give a copy. Here it is right here. There's a seal one right there. There's one here. I had to send it off in an email, and then afterwards we had to send out another thing, and then we had to fill out another thing, and then send out a scan thing, right? And then they're like, well, the backlog is pretty long, right? Well, why is the backlog long? Because apparently, you're going to love this one, apparently these people are backlogged because too many people are trying to get their birth certificate, get their passport, because, well, the trans people want to be known as real women. Really? So apparently California, which should be fully Republican, by the way, I agree with Sister Pee Wee on that one, should basically sit there and say, no, we're not going to change your birth certificate. But apparently most states do. You have a surgery, you can change your sex to female. You do this, you do that. Some states, I think it's 3 states in the whole union, won't do it. Unless you go to court for something. And now they're trying to overturn that one. So, thing is there's these people out there that keep ramming it down their throats. Chloe's one of them. Oh, I'm a real woman in the state of California and Washington. Yeah, until someone basically confronts her and says, hey, you're a man, you're 5'11", you got a 5 o'clock shadow, you're wearing a freaking hijab. Maybe that's why she's wearing the hijab, so she can keep the 5 o'clock shadow away. Anyway, so what happens? Yeah, and then all of a sudden she's all happy. She's in an all-women's homeless shelter. Now, I know if TJ came in here and watched my channel, TJ would probably email me at my email address and say, hey, which homeless shelter is she at? Because TJ knows that... I remember TJ almost 10 years ago finding out that they were in a women's dorm, right? So, apparently, as long as it's privately funded homeless shelters, they get to be put in with real women. Yeah. But if you're in a federally subsidized, you get put in with the men. So, apparently, Chloe's always looking for private homeless shelters. Yeah. Think about that. You guys here sit there saying, really? Yeah, this is a thing, you know, and I'm not talking about transgender people much. Now, what I am talking about is Chloe's mom was very upset about it, too. Yeah, so, in my opinion, I'm an old lady. I'm happy to be an old lady, but I'm also not happy about fraud, waste, and abuse. Yeah, and so, you know, when I told Chloe this, Chloe's like, oh, I'll call you later. Really, you call me later. You always call me later. You're supposed to call me at 10 o'clock. It's noon. Now, for some of you out there, I want to tell you guys a story because I want to tell you a story about my health, okay? Now, as I told Chloe, ER visits aren't always good, but they're telling me that my head's got some problems. They did CAT scans last night and stuff, and it's not good. I mean, it is not good. Between that and my weight, I'm more stroke prone than heart attack prone, apparently. And I'm going numb, which means there's something wrong with my body. And yet, Chloe's like, oh, you better hurry up, and you better do this, and you better do that. And it's like, really? For someone who turns around and tells me I can't spend my money on other issues. Yeah. So anyway, so I have to plan out carefully what I'm going to do for the next, I don't know, right? So my plan is today, people, and this is something I want to share with you. What's this? Oh, these are the ink cartridges? Yeah, they gave us a guide to it. Yeah, so anywho, one of the things I want to talk about is, that I am not feeling too well. And, you know, so, you know, my adopted brother, he's all worried about Social Security and his living of standards of living. And yet, like I said in yesterday's video, his dad maybe moved to hospice, which means they have 6 months or less. And he's all worried about his inheritance because, you know, he's on the SSI rule. We'll just get off SSI temporary. I mean, literally, if you have to reapply, at least you got money to fall back on. But instead, oh, I may have to do a big purchase. Yeah, with his big purchase, maybe a new computer or a new computer car or whatever. I mean, a new roof or something. I mean, literally, thing is they're all saying you'll be taken good care of. But in the same time, the law states, and I checked into this for him, you can't just have it's in the will. The executor has the power of attorney. The executor has to execute the will and basically release the money right away once everything's cleaned up. Which means he's got 10 days to report to SSI that he got a large amount of money. Which again, he's all, oh, I don't know what to do. Well, guess what? Just take the money. I mean, literally. I mean, and then reapply for SSI while you wait for your SSDI. I mean, your SSDI is in the appeals council, but the thing is if you don't, I mean, I don't know, okay? I don't know. I mean, literally, I mean, it's just, this is the things that I see on a daily basis on my computer screen. You know, someone ask me advice, you know, and then me, I ask for simple advice, you know, and, like, for example, life lessons on what I say wrong on the left. Yeah, the left is pretty bad. I mean, think of what's going on the left, my friends. I mean, they're allowing you to pay your taxes, whether you be paying Social Security tax, property tax, state tax, federal tax, whatever. Let's just say tax money's paying for alcoholics, drug addicts, cross-dressers, morons to do things. I mean, look, the reason why the the right turned around and said enough's enough on transgendered healthcare is because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I'm a man trapped in a woman's body and I need you to pay for my sex change, including facial femme, so I can look passable. And yet, there he goes again. See, my email client's on, but the sound effects is off, so I don't hear it coming in on my brother. But you get the idea. You got transgendered healthcare, people ramming it down, and yet I just was told, well, each treatment's $800. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to. I am not going to. I am not going to. You know. I mean, look at this. A red line has a cross. You know, Democratic email. I always love that. You know. So he's all like calling me rude, right? Because I told him I'm doing a live video. Well, I'm sorry. He thinks that possibly acetaminophen needs to be banned because, oh, it makes everyone wacky. That's funny because I've taken acetaminophen a long time. The only thing it does is damage your liver. So, I don't know about you, but my mom never took acetaminophen, and I had different illnesses than autism. Some say I have autism, but guess what? Here's the problem with it. My mom took Tums, cherry Tums. Apparently that's something. Whereas Chloe, she's like, I could take mint Tums. I mean, she likes the mint flavored one for some reason. Me, I don't take Tums because when you take something, then you need to, you know. But the point is let's get back to the left for a minute, okay? The left turns around, right? And the left turn around. Here's how the left works, okay? I'm going to tell it like it is, okay? Say, for example, you turn around. And you say, report this bullshit, right? Guy makes threats against my president and our cabinet members and our elected officials, and he sits there and he's drinking, cross-dressing, and saying F Charlie Kirk and F this and F America and I hope America dies and blah, 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 being an anti-racist piece of crap. He's entitled to it. Government turns around and looks at him and says, oh, he's an alcoholic. He's a drug user. We could give him a payee, but he'd have to go all the way to the middle place. So instead, they just look the other way and they hope like hell he dies. Yeah, he dies, right? So they're hoping he goes and kicks the damn bucket. This is real life. That's why, I'm sorry to say this, and I will get to my adopted brother in a second about the whole situation. But let's break it down. Remember how many times yesterday I said drug addicts and drug users and alcoholics? And now, you report something like fraud, waste, and abuse, right? Republicans don't want fraud, waste, and abuse. They blame the Democrats. It is a Democratic problem. The Democrats think, well, if you can turn around and basically give free low-income housing and we pay the remainder, that's fine. But then all of a sudden they do this, and then what happens, huh? Here's what happens, okay? Let me tell you how the management effed up so bad with by committing fraud, waste, and abuse. Here, okay? For example, manager turns around. I said to the manager a long time ago, how come some people get 2 bedrooms? She said there's no 1 bedroom. But really? So, well, let's see here. So, let's just say we have 5 2-bedrooms that people are using, right? You got, and 2 people, 3 bedrooms, right? Here's how it works with the government, okay? The government says as soon as a 1-bedroom opens, you move them in, right? So what happens, okay? So, first of all, they turn around, the manager says, oh, we got a 1-bedroom upstairs, right? Because the one guy leaves. Goes to my neighbor and says, you know, all the way at the end, you're moving into a 1-bedroom. She says, okay. But instead, no, I'm not moving into it because I have a 3-bedroom and I have all this crap, so I'm not moving. Now she wants to move off island. She's a sweetheart. Then you got the alcoholic, drug addict, craphead who turns around and says, well, no, I got 3 bedrooms and all this crap and, you know, I'm not moving. So he refuses. Government's still paying for his subsidy. He refuses. They should say, okay, fuck you, you're out. Fuck you, you're out. Next. Then you got the guy upstairs who lies, cheats, and steals for his lease. His daughter's on it. His daughter doesn't live here. Say, 1 bedroom. Nope, not gonna happen. What happened? Now, old lady's right there, right? She walks upstairs. They can say, 1 bedroom downstairs. Or right there, Lord. No, I can't do that. I got a 2 bedroom, too much crap. Okay, you're out. Everyone that does it, they just look the other way. And now, this is the real life problem here. Now we're facing, all of us being faced probably eviction. And the manager's like, oh, well, we're trying to fix it. Well, really, that's funny because I hear everything here, okay? Police scanners and this and that and the other thing. But you guys turn around and you say, well, why is that? And people say, well, it's because of whatever is going on, right? So whatever is going on, and because of it, you guys turn around and you say, oh, wow, you're right. Yeah, I am. So you got all these people that could have moved downsized over the years. They want to, I can't. Then, all of a sudden, you got, this is what I've heard from 2 tenants, possibly 3, if they're accurate, cities now coming down on the manager. Because apparently the people on the hill here, because I run into tenants up on the hill, there's a condominium complex complaining about, are you ready for this? About the tape on the fence going from the beginning of the fence all the way up between 100 and 200 feet of caution tape, because the fence needs to be fully pulled out and replaced. It's wood and it's rotting and it's falling apart in places. Wind blows it. Said they did a half-assed job fixing it, and now the people in the community is complaining. That's just one. Then the other thing I hear from the tenants on the hill is the junker cars. Wow, the junker cars in the lawn. Well, we don't have a lawn upkeep. So why is that a big deal to you guys? And you sit there and say, well, you know, Rita, it's not a big deal. It is when I'm hearing from other tenants when I walk my dog. We all have a nice little community here. People know me and I know them. They're like, yeah, the problem is it's lowering the rate of the value. It'd be like me basically moving next door to my adopted brother and leaving junk cars and garbage and trash and broken fence and the sidewalk breaking and telling the city, oh, I can't do anything, or, well, whatever, right? And again, think about it. This is what's going on, right? Cities complaining, right? They're like, oh, and the manager doesn't want to deal with it. Manager's disappeared. So I got apparently old bags upstairs, that's who I call her, complaining. You got my neighbor who's right now not talking again. So you guys got all these problems, and I'm sitting there going, so I'm contacting senators and stuff and seeing what can be done from my end to save my place. Fortunately, it's not that well. Well, apparently, you got the old bags turning around and literally attacking people, and saying that she's the only, I'm a victim, the manager's attacking me, you gotta, a management company doesn't give 2 shits. They're just like, well, old lady, hurry up and die. And I'm like, yeah, that sucks to be the old lady when they're telling her to hurry up and die, you know. And I think that is the funniest thing in the world. Yeah, hold on, what does it say? Yeah, so apparently, yeah, well, anyways, well, that's what my adopted brother just sent me about his father, who they want to put him in hospice. And remember what I said, they don't want to extend the life of him. Anyways, remember what I said yesterday and the day before? Who gave them power to play God? Yeah. Anyways, back to the thing. So you got the city basically coming down. The manager ain't around, and I told the old lady, no one gives a shit. Then I told the old lady, and the old lady, we're going to lose our subsidy. It sucks to be you because I'm going to stay. How are they going to keep your subsidy if they fucking kick us all out? I mean, look at it. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. And by the way, when I get done with this video, you all can basically turn around and post comments if you like. You can also comment now. My point is, what do you guys think? What do you guys really think? I mean, literally, you see what's going on. Manager ain't even around. And yet, this is 3 weeks from today. And here's the thing, okay? Here's what I want to say about this whole situation on Coffee Time with Rita today. And that is, I love all of you. And yet, when you look at the big picture, it's like no one gives a crap. I mean, look, you got these Republicans who's like, why should we be paying for this crap for drunken arsehole? It should be in a mental hospital, locked up, or freaking living in his damn car with a tent. You can sit there and say, but Rita, you're being cold-hearted. No, I'm not. If people don't want to get treatment, then we shouldn't be fucking taking care of them. Think about it. Think about it from my point of view, okay? The judge turns around, apparently, all right? I'm not going to go into details, okay? I love my adopted brother, okay? Well, the judge says he's not disabled enough, or there's not enough medical records showing his disability. Wow. And then my brother says, oh, what do you think? What do I think? I think they don't give a shit, and they want you to be miserable on $9.67 a month. And when you get to be full retirement age, they're going to sit there and say, fuck you, you're still going to get $9.67. Or they may just turn around and dump everyone on $9.67 to get rid of Social Security. So then you sit there and you say, well, that's cold-hearted. Well, I'm not done yet. Then you turn around, and what do you got here? You got people turning around, like my brother just messaged me yet again while I'm live, and he probably's like, oh, can you turn on closed caption? When it gets ready, I will turn the closed caption on. I have to go in and edit the tags anyways later. It takes like 24 hours, so on live. So then it turns around, and what do we get? We get a guy who turns around, right? And the manager, nowhere to be found. Old lady like, ow, ow, it sucks to be a real. The old lady claims that place that's got vomit, blood, urine, fecal matter, cockroaches, bed bugs, maggots, and other things with an ozone machine going is hers. Really? Do you think you're going to ever get it anytime soon, old craphead Betty? Do you? I don't think I'm going to get it. I don't think you're going to get it. I don't think the old lady upstairs is going to get it. I think they're going to thumb our nose and say, fuck you, you're all gone. Why? I'll tell you why. Because I sent, and my brother, he says to me the other day, he said that, oh, you're tattling on your neighbors. No, I'm not tattling on my neighbors. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Like I said, I am not tattling. What I'm doing is I'm reporting it's Republicans, okay? And why? Because the Republicans will get something done. They're going to get something done, even if it means I'm basically doing the right thing. And you can sit there and say, but why are you doing the right thing by me? Well, let me tell you. It's the Democrats. They make all these fucking stupid laws. Oh, you have food stamps? Oh, you need a phone. What happened to my phone? My government phone? Oh, Chloe took it with her. So I have to go buy a new flip phone because Chloe has my flip phone. And then my phone, bless my phone's little heart, which doesn't work, doesn't ring. It doesn't ring. There's a problem with it. It never rings. Why do you think? I don't get text message or rings, right? So, then here's the other problem with it, okay? I want to tell you about another problem I have about people, okay? Now, I'm going to break it down for you real quick. I may need to tinkle too, but let me tell you how I'm breaking it down, okay? So, basically, here's how I feel, okay? The guy on Fox News says, euthanize them? No, you don't euthanize humans. You don't euthanize the homeless. You turn around and you put the homeless into camps and you force them treatment. Otherwise, lock them up. Why? Because they don't want treatment. Now, let me break it down for you, okay? You got a guy who's an alcoholic, who's the biggest alcoholic and drug user in the building. drinks and drives. One day he may hit a kid. Then what happens when it's all over the news? Then the Republicans turn around and say, we need to make these new laws. And then I support it. Why? Because of these problems. Got an alcoholic lady. CPS has been called many times because old Bags basically gives her grandkids cocktails. Yeah, that's what I heard. Anyways, all right. And the manager's like, no, we're not having a lady who's giving alcohol to kids. Right. So then you have the overweight lady, right? I'm so fat. Jehovah's Witnesses give me free van every 2 years, and I'm so fat. One day I was trying to help her with her groceries, right? She had bags like this, right? Huge bags, garbage bags, you name it, filled with potato chips. Now, I don't want to be that heavy, okay? So what happens? So then, what happens? I'll tell you what happens. People like that should not be on disability or retirement. If they're that damn fat and they need fucking Meals on Wheels, they need to be in a group home and losing their fucking weight so they can walk in. Instead, the old bag sits there and gets fatter and fatter and fatter. And yet, I can't call them fat, so it's a hate crime. So we're just going to say old Bags again, okay? So, you got the drunk in there, alcoholic, right? Oh, he's too elderly and he's too disabled and we have to keep money. Then you go to Social Security and remove his ass. I mean, it's that simple. Oh, you're getting benefits, but you're not getting treatment. Oh, you have cancer, but you're an alcoholic. Oh, you're a pothead, a meth head, a crackhead, and a coke head, and a heroin user. And I'm not talking about executing him so much as I'm talking about execute a plan to get rid of him off of disability. Throw him in a group home for the rest of your life. Let the state take care of him for the next 30 years so he falls over dead because he's freaking executing where he can drive and run over a kid. I mean, the government, the Democrats are covering this fucking shit up. That's my beef, okay? Guy upstairs lies, cheats, and steals, and the government doesn't even look into it all. Then you got people like me with medical status because I have to be on a treadmill for 3 miles a day, doctor's orders. And yet, I'm supposed to have an upper floor. One's available, but they won't clean it because the owner doesn't have any money. The owner wants to basically shut down this place. Well, praise the Lord, the owner wants to do that, right? So, we just talked about 1, 2, me, empty, old Bags who's trying to get everyone evicted except her. Then you got the fat lady, obesity. Then you got the next lady, which is keeps to herself, right? 2-bedroom. Oh, do you have a 1-bedroom? I have a 2-bedroom. So, a lady that I never see for 9 years, who just comes out of the woodwork. Rumor has it that she's living, using her place as a vacation home. That's what I've heard from like 3 other tenants a long time ago. But the thing is they'll if that's the case, they look the other way for her. Then you got the other lady with her daughter, not doing anything wrong. And then you got the nice lady who's deaf. People say that she's a pack rat, fire hazard, nothing like that. But 2-bedroom for someone like her because she can't go downstairs. And they offered it to her, and she says, oh, well, I have too much crap, I can't move down there. Then you got the lady they evicted for being an alcoholic because she's an alcoholic, she's not a drug user. Gets evicted, and they put in a lady who's being abused. By the way, CPS is always out here because the little kid, people are calling about that little kid, little Hispanic kid. They don't speak English, and yet they live here, and yet I'm surprised ICE hasn't dropped in and said, papers, please. We got 2 Hispanic families. Another one who's a sweetheart. That lady who's a sweetheart. However, the guy's basically rude. And he's literally turning around and he's fixing his car, which he's not supposed to. Go down the list. You got 2 other people. One in a 3-bedroom. One person doesn't want to move because I get too much crap. But they're willing to move out violent, so that's cool. Great, right? Yeah, I love her. Finally, the other lady apparently smokes and vapes and does everything, and the manager looks and says, well, I can't do anything. My hands are tied. Really? So, you guys got people violating the smoking clause. You got people violating the heater clause. You got people doing drugs and alcohol. Alcohol is fine as long as it's in your place. You don't do it outside on your lawn, staggering around while you're whipping out your wang, pissing on the side of the wall because you're pissed. You drink and you go in. Plain and simple. Unfortunately, this is a Democratic problem. The Republicans could just wipe it all clean by getting rid of these people and be done with it. But I'm sorry, we can't do that because apparently there's laws on the books that the Dems put in place to protect the disabled. But I think the Republicans may need to basically turn around and make a new bill. Heck, I'd run for office. I'd make a bill that gets rid of these people off of Social Security who's on drugs. I mean, Social Security says if you're on drugs or alcohol, or drugs anyways, you need a payee status. I know that from people. But guess what? That doesn't happen. Most of the time, they hide it from people. Now, I like to binge drink from time to time, but my stomach's not what it used to be, so I can't binge drink all the time anymore. But let me tell you, we're going to go reverse back to Chloe now and say, people say, well, you're just jealous Chloe looks better than you. Really? I'm jealous? Really? So you'd rather have her, okay, take advantage of the government by getting no treatment and getting a check every month. I know a guy who's, sorry, let me correct you. I know a gal who's trans, close friend of mine, who's got Crohn's. Health issues. Paid into Social Security, owns a house, lives comfortably, has Crohn's, could die by the time they're 50, maybe 60. Because they gotta take pieces of the intestine. And guess what? That person is on disability and getting quote-unquote treatment. So they're entitled to their money. Now, let me put it to you this way. When you turn around and you see someone like, I tell Chloe today, okay, well, let me tell you the whole conversation with Chloe. I called Chloe and I said, you didn't call me at 10. You didn't use the radio today. What are we paying for the radio again? She's like, always with the radio, right? And yet, Social Security turns around and says, oh, we're going to cut off your, as Chloe calls it, the wifey, okay? I'm the head of household. We're going to cut her off because she's not getting treatment. You know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. There's people out there, right? Old bags like, oh yeah, I reported Chloe. Well, good for you. Do you feel good, nice reporting Chloe? I mean, this lady thinks she's going to have a house by February. She ain't going to have shit because when they come down, they're going to come down. Yeah, you don't sit there and attack Chloe. You don't. You don't sit there and attack Chloe by having Chloe removed off disability because you're pissed off because Chloe visits me and you're angry because your friendship's in jeopardy. There is no friendship. The old bags think so, but she's turning around and reporting it to the fucking city, fucking state, and the fucking federal government and saying, the guy's a Charlie Kirk hater, so he's gonna die. Really, he's gonna die? You just told them that they're gonna go round him up, kill him, because you think he's gonna die? Not Charlie Kirk, I mean, the drunk. And yet, old lady thinks that. Oh yeah, the neighbor across the way is going to be rounded up. And the fucking Alzheimer lady's going to be rounded up. And just taken to a group home by APS. APS doesn't take people to group homes. And they're going to evict the people that are violating the smoking law. And there's a smoking thing over there. You can't smoke next to the dumpster and you can't smoke. Really? Who made you the fucking enforcement police? That's what I told to the old lady the other day. Who made you the enforcement police? And yet, it's not good. It is not good. And yet, Chloe sits there and says, right? She got a letter the other day, she was telling me, that they want to cut off Medicaid because she doesn't have it. She's got a spin down. Wow, a spin down. Isn't that great? Yet, they don't want to cover her anymore because she doesn't have any medical bills. What does she got? She's got financial aid at the hospital. And all she worries about, I'm worried about my allopurinol, my male hormone blocker, my estrogen. So the government turns around and says, well, why should we pay for a transgender person who's mentally ill for benefits if the transgender person's not going to go and take psych meds? right? Even her mom agreed with me this morning on that one. Her mom's like, Chloe's going to be throwing away her benefits. For what reason? Because she literally... Yeah, think about it. I mean, think about it. I gotta go tinkle in a second, so I'm trying to keep it clean for you guys. So my adopted brother said, are you laughing at me? Yes, I am. But I have a reason for it. I should get back to him in a second. You see, I love all of you, okay? I do. Fortunately, I have a few gripes, okay? And that is, if the manager can fucking sidetrack and weasel their way out of not getting anything done, and then this old badge turns around and not getting anything done, and then, I mean, let me tell you what the old bag said. I'm going to get your guys' opinion on this when they get back, or at least you guys can comment on it. Okay, so let me tell you the whole Medicaid thing, okay? Medicaid, Social Security, Chloe, right? Now, my adopted brother, he's a disabled person, and yet they're screwing him around, right? And yet, remember what I said a while ago? That physical disabilities are harder to get approved than mental? Yeah. And yet, mental is easy because I think if you're medicated and something, they can contain it, they can get you back to work. Unfortunately, there's people out there that don't want the treatment. And then, these same people turn around. These same people turn around and they do under-the-table jobs. Alcoholic booze man. Right? Drug addict booze man. 3 jobs. Another neighbor, 6 jobs. Another neighbor, 12 jobs. And yet, I don't work under the table. I can't. Physically, I can barely get out of my house right now. And yet, they want me to see a foot specialist at $800. Chloe owes me so much money, right? She could sit there and say, I'll pay the foot doctor. Nope, not going to happen because Chloe's more interested in partying with her new friends and using my fucking phone, which, by the way, the government wants to shut off. They're like, why are we paying for your fucking phone if some fucking craphead's not took it and is using it and doesn't buy their own? I have had phones prepped since frickin' March. Chloe just doesn't want to part with it. Her phone keeps pace to clear. Her smartphone apparently keeps getting hacked. That's her excuse. So she can have my phone. My flip phone. Yes. My flip phone. And yet, think about it. Would you people... I go and see the doctor twice a week right now because of my health issues. CAT scans, MRIs, whatever. Well, not MRIs yet, but, CAT scans and everything else, right? I can barely walk. And when I do, I gotta force myself on a treadmill and it hurts. Yet I'm trying to burn off some of this excess weight. Okay? Fortunately, what is Chloe doing? Telling me, oh, I'm at this place, I can't talk, and hangs up on me on my own damn phone. And yet, I try to tell her the government wants to turn around and cut you off. She doesn't want to listen. Say, oh, I lose sleep, don't tell me I don't care. Really, if you did care, you'd be making a commitment to call me at 9 or 10 in the morning right after your appointment. Instead, she's more interested in talking to all her friends. And then she tells me, Rita, you're on speakerphone. There's kids around. But she doesn't use the radio. Oh, I forgot about it. Oh, I need to charge the radio. You know what? I mean, literally, one of my adopted sisters says, let her basically see what it's like to be homeless with no fucking money. Yeah? I mean, literally. I mean, I tried to tell Chloe, eventually they're going to fucking cut her off. I mean, literally, she's not getting treatment. She's not even trying. I mean, she had mental therapy through the computer. That didn't work. She had freaking 2 people trying to keep her on things. What is Chloe doing when she was here? Alcoholism, drinking, excessively boozing, the ledger. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many times from April to whatever until I got her into that place. By the way, the old bags was like, how long is that gonna be? She carried out 6-month programs. The only thing is she got kicked out of a church-based program, church-based homeless shelter, because a redneck Trumper, again, you guys know the story, literally attacked her. Well, they didn't just go after Chloe. They went after Chloe, got kicked out, so did the Trumper and his wife. What's that tell you? That tells you the church was being fair. Unfortunately, again, what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Yeah. You people sit there and you think I'm cold-hearted because I think Chloe shouldn't have benefits. No, it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is my adopted brother gets crapped on. He gets crapped on. And yet some alcoholic drug addict gets to work under the table at 70, gets free Medicaid, food stamps, goes into the welfare office, the mobile van, complains, gets food stamps, goes to the welfare office, goes to works 3 jobs on an employee, all this stuff, buys a lot of crap on Amazon. He's got more books coming in than anyone, and yet he should be kicked off of it. Anyone who's not getting treatment should be kicked off of it. I mean, even one of my neighbors who vapes gets kicked off of it. Yeah. These people that vape, they are on getting help. What is going on with these people? Well, let's see. 3 details of clothes sold out. Well, let's see. Well, no one cares. So apparently, there's 3 items that are like, oh, they were sold out, whatever. No one cares. That's the thing. I think it's freaking funny. They're like, oh, you moved too slow, so someone needed 20 packages of sausages. I don't care. Oh. Whatever. See? Yeah. Anyways. The bottom line is, okay, that I'm sitting here trying to survive day in and day out. And yet, I got old bags saying, oh, it sucks to be you. You're going to be victim. Really? Here's how I see it, okay? Here's how I fucking see it, okay? I can barely walk. This is my everyday life problem. I can barely walk. You got an old bag that turns around and says, oh, it sucks to be you. It sucks to be you. Right? Well, guess what? It's going to suck to be you too, old craphead. When you turn around and you lose your housing because you fucking stirred the honey pot. How's this for an answer, okay? Here's how I see it, okay? Alright? Me and Chloe was trying to help a neighbor out a while ago, right? We didn't know where to go. I got the forms. I handed to her, printed them out, said, here you go. No problem. Old Bags, on the other hand, she started closing her window because she didn't want people to hear her plan to make sure the manager gets canned. Yeah. So what happens? All of a sudden, it sucks to be you, Rita. Old lady asked me outright, October's coming, you have to help me or else take care of my grandkids' birthdays. And then afterwards, Christmas. I turned around and told the old Bags, fuck you, I'm not a fucking bank. So, what happened? I haven't talked to her since. What I did, recently she stopped me, tells me, oh, isn't that great news? You're all going to be homeless. Yeah, so are you. She didn't believe it, right? I said, when you fucking turn around and you stir the fucking hornet's nest, you old craphead, and you basically want fucking the manager canned so bad that you turn around and you kick people out. And she's like, what do you mean? I mean, look what you did. You turned around and you fucking fought. Quote, unquote, you fought with the city. Not only that, I know she's doing it, but other people's doing it too, apparently. And I'm sitting there going, the manager, she'll get out of this. The city thing, yeah, she can get out. But no, there's people out there, not just old craphead. There's other people complaining too. Yeah, old craphead won't let it go. I mean, literally, the old craphead wants the neighbor across the way kicked out. Well, I didn't hit her car. I've seen the video footage from her own private camera. Okay, my neighbor, my sister, you fucking hit her car. And her daughter seen you fucking hit the car. And the manager saw you hit the fucking car. And the fucking sheriff saw you fucking hit the car. Old Bags is fucking wanting him in. Then the old Bags is sitting here calling the sheriff all the time on fucking Mr. Pot Man. Mr. Pot Man. Mr. Pot Man, Mr. Drug Addict, Mr. Whatever. Doing whatever she can, whether reporting it to the fucking city officials or what or not. Then, when she's not that content, apparently, old craphead yet again, I'm an old craphead, you gotta take care of me. I ain't taking care of anyone, you alcoholic old Betty. She turns around, and what does she do? She turns around. She's not content, apparently. Apparently, she tells me she's going to the state level. States, they're double dipping. I'm going to make sure that state subsidy's gone. Really? Then what happens when the state subsidy's gone? Then what? How many tenants are going to be homeless? Oh, not my problem. Oh, really? Then what happens? She goes to the federal level. Oh, wow. 3 agencies. 3 fucking agencies. Yeah. And the real life thing is I'm trying to think about telling you it's people like her that shouldn't even be on disability. It's people like her that fucking turn around and claim she's the fucking victim. The manager doesn't need her around. The manager wants her gone. And yet, it is what it is. You see? And yet, you guys message me out of love, and you say to me, Rita, how the hell do you manage? I manage every day. Like, every day. And coffee time with Rita is almost over. So, treadmill time. And yet, you tell me. You tell me. What do you think? What do you think? What do you see? My brother thinks it's tattling. It's not tattling when I'm basically going to the Republicans and say, hey, here's the truth. Do something. What are we paying you for? We're paying for Democrats to basically stay in their seats. And then the Democrats get free phone service, free food stamps, free medical. And let me tell you the thing about fraud, waste, and abuse, people. Something that's big. All right? Now, my brother made a joke and said, are you working for Doge? That would be nice, brother. I would love to work for Doge, actually. Here's the deal. Fraud, waste, and abuse, it's out there. You just got to look for it. I mean, literally, over the years, management companies... Anyways, I'm not going to go and answer that to my adopted brother. He's like, oh, you take too many pain meds, you have hearing loss. Well, I already have hearing loss, and it ain't because of frickin' medicine, okay? It's from other things. I did have some things a long time ago. Some severe ringing in my ear that turns out it was a medication causing it. I think it was tramadol. It was tramadol, anyways. It might have been dicyclamine. But anyways, one of the two, right? Anyways, I got off it right away. The doctor didn't like it. But guess what? It helped my ears. The problem is you don't mix the two, apparently, with booze. That could really make it so you're having severe... I was in a basement, so I was hearing noises that no one else could hear. So when my husband got me off med when we were in Ohio, that was a different story. But anyways, can we just finish up here? Because I really don't want to argue with my brother because I'm pissed, okay? I'm really pissed, okay? So here's what I see, okay? You got a guy on SSI. Oh, a guy who's never getting therapy, never getting anything. Just cut him off. Oh, he can't. He's 70. He'd be... Well, put him in a group home. Put him in a mental hospital. Put him in a place where he can basically live in a tent and do jack diddly poop. Do something, okay? So you guys sit here and you say to me, well, are you cold? Maybe. But here's my problem, okay? When you basically turn around, right? When you apply for disability and you don't do jack crap and you're freaking almost 67 for retirement and they're not looking at you, they're just like hoping you hurry up and die. Remember, the government just says hurry up and die. Then you have others, right? One guy, he got tired of it. You know what? My neighbor, he's a sweetheart. I'm proud of him. He got tired of it. So he went and spent his own money, drove all the way to Tacoma, got everything he needed. He got approved as a job after the government did a gamut of stuff. And he works with the U.S. Park Service. He's like the janitor. But I'm proud of it. I'm literally proud of him. Old bags? I'm sound disabled. Well, when the government turned around the other day, the government's, she went to Social Security for something. I don't know what it was. Anyways, and Social Security basically said something to the effect of, hurry up, you old bags. We don't want to pay for you anymore. You're an alcoholic old bags that give cocktails, apparently, to kids. She took offense. But then, apparently, she's like saying she's got enough evidence to basically bring down whole house cards for people on Social Security here. Well, in my opinion, why don't I leave? Because I struggle upstairs, right? I get in, right? And then I take a cab places. And she's like, well, you take cab places because you're avoiding people. Well, we won't go there. Not until Miss Moderator Zoe follows the breadcrumbs, okay? But, old lady, I don't want to talk to her, right? Then the old lady's claiming that the lady with dementia needs to be in a group home. And her son's going to be reminded of that. Really? So you want to open up another 2-bedroom because you're pissed. Then you have a beef with my adopted sister, who basically's got to smell so much foul odors. Her odious nosemus is basically let's just say her nose has been assaulted by these smells for months. For probably years. And yet, it's getting worse now. And yet, old lady's claiming the building's going to burn down because of an ozone machine. Wow. So guess what? No. Then, the old Bags is like claiming that she's going to get Chloe off. She probably did. She probably got her off and it's saying Chloe's not getting treatment, so fuck her, give the disability to someone else. Old ladies like that. Then, she's literally trying to evict the old fucking cow, that's what she calls it, old cow that gets free cars. Right? Doesn't know about anything, and then goes after the other people, the deaf person, the Mexicans. She hates Mexicans. She wants them out. She's got plans to get them out. And this is the real life. Why do you think I stay away from people? I mean, literally, I just want to live comfortably and not worry about these things. Instead, I end up in the ER because of stress levels. And by the way, the doctor's talking about stroke levels. And so... And Chloe's just, no, don't give up. I'm not giving up. The point is, I may give up on her. But, let's just get down to the thing. I may do a poll, too, before I leave. So, I want to talk about something. Now, I'm going to do multiple polls today, alright? Now, I don't need to do the poll on the food. Because, remember, I already did the poll on the food. And look what happened. The poll on the food was, where to eat at, right? Now, I may do a Christmas poll soon, but my opinion is, just for the argument's sake, because I love doing polls, by the way, is I want to talk about, what's going on. So, old lady's basically collecting data on everyone, thinking she's doing a favor, right? But she doesn't realize she may just basically get us all evicted. Yeah. That's the thing. She's like, oh, I don't care because I want a 2-bedroom and I'm a victim. Well, I don't want to hear from you, old craphead. Thing is, I don't want to hear them anyways. Alright, so. Okay, so everyone says that, okay. Now, I haven't checked Applebee's, but I do want to say, in my poll, for Red Robin, you know, actually, just for, I'm going to do a couple polls. Poll 1 was going to be, alright, so it goes. Right, I'm reversing these. So Red Robin. So the first poll is Red Robin or Olive Garden. Chloe does not want Olive Garden because it's Republican. Yeah, alright, so. And then the second poll will be, alright, the second one is if Red Robin, what foods to order? So, we're going to do 1, boneless wings, right? 2, triple bacon cheeseburger. That sounds really good. 3, tavern burger. Or 4, just to be funny here, all of the above. Oh, yeah. Alright, there we go. There we go. So, I will get the Olive Garden meal done tomorrow, I think. Because I do want to, you know, or I may do it right now, just to get it out of the way. Because, frankly, Olive Garden is funny, but I do want to talk about, you know. So, when you go and you turn around and you say to me, well, I want people to prove themselves, right? Right? So what happens is, okay, so let's do this. So, hold on. I'm shortening this because I know exactly what looks good. Yes. So, anyways, so yeah. So me and my dad were talking about this the other day, actually. Yeah. Anyway, so basically what's happening is like I said, I don't want anyone to basically sit there and basically complain about what's going on, you know. No. There. And finally, 4, because I'm trying to choose. I may do another one on Olive Garden, but, you know, the thing is, Chloe's always talking about different things. The burgers look really good. I think that's it. If there is any more, well, we get to choose from those 4. Because, frankly, I am too busy to deal with anything else. Yeah, there we go. So, alright, so, the bottom line is we are pretty much done on that. So, yeah, so I chose all the right ones. Sweet! We are done, my friend. That one looks good, too. Anyways, most of them look tasty. Anyways, let's see what my brother says, because I do want to get out of here. Freeze frame. Whatever. He's being a smart ass now. Yeah, you're being a smart ass. I'm gonna go tinkle real quick. So basically, like I said, how long until we basically say enough's enough, people? How much? How much and how long? I'll be right back. Alright, people, so here we go. Just checked my messages. So, anyways, like I said, people, I thank you for tuning in today. Like I said, it just pisses me off that I have to go and talk to Republicans to find out why they're allowing Democrats to commit fraud, waste, and abuse, and then I'll allow old ladies to go and take action when action is not needed for this crap. I mean, when does it end, my friends, is what I'm trying to say. When does it actually end? Yeah. When does it actually end? Because I would like to hear that from you guys. When does it literally, when does it actually end? Yeah. Yeah. When does it end? I don't know. So, but I'm just hoping for another quiet evening after my treadmill. I'm going to do probably sausages and baked asparagus tonight for supper. I might do the salad too and cut the asparagus up. I haven't decided. So, anyways, I got to get moving along. So, I hope you guys are good. And, anyways, thanks for tuning in, everyone. And just remember, I'm not against Chloe at all. I'm just against people that turn around. Hold on, so let me take my tummy med. My tummy med's acting up again. So I'm against anyone who's takes advantage of the system. And you know, these people out there, they're literally tried to help Chloe. They just don't want to help her anymore. They literally want to cut her off and make her be homeless and with no money due to the fact that they want to teach her a lesson, and that is wrong. But to each their own. So, in the meantime, I better get going. Like I said, treadmill's calling, and once I'm done with that, I can take a shower and call it a day and play my game and figure out something to eat. Now my adopted brother is going to be like, oh, what are you going to eat? Well, I haven't decided yet, but I am going to jump on the treadmill and I'm going to burn off some calories. I think sausages and, a salad maybe. Actually, I'm going to eat the sausages down first and then eat the salad. And I got a phone call to make before they close. So, with that said, everyone, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you want to attack me, you can always email me to San Juan Island Prepper at AOL.com, San Juan Island Prepper at Yahoo.com. Just keep it nice. Remember, I'm here to help all you out, give you experiences. And let me tell you, I'm tired of old people trying to basically evict other people because they think they're entitled. With that said, please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Please leave suggestion, comments, feedback. Helps everyone out, including your dogs, your cats, your service dogs, your service bunny. Thanks for watching, and God bless you in everything you do.